A Touch of Frost by R.D. Wingfield. Read by David Jason. A cold, clear autumn night with a sharp wind shaking the trees. The man in the shadows was trembling. The palms of his rubber-gloved hands were moist and sweat trickled down his face under the mask. Soon he would be able to see her. She wouldn't see him, deep in the black of the moon shadow. She wouldn't know he was there until it was too late. At first he thought it was a police trap. A young girl in school uniform, alone in Denton woods at 11 o'clock at night. But how could the police know he was there? The other attacks had taken place miles away. The police knew nothing. He was too smart for them. They had questioned and cleared him. Even so, he hadn't taken any chances. As always, he had carefully reconnoitred the area. Nothing. Nobody for miles around but him and the girl. She couldn't be more than 15. A schoolgirl, young and innocent, unaware of her developing body, just like the girl in the book he had hidden away in his bedroom. It was the really young girls who turned him on, but they would never identify him. The first they knew was the sudden, suffocating blackness as the cloth went over their heads, and then his fingers on their throats, squeezing, choking. One of the girls, the second, or was it the third, had managed to tear the cloth from her face, but all she saw of him before he pounded her into unconsciousness was the mask, the black hood that completely covered him. The newspapers had dubbed him the Hooded Terror. Tomorrow's headlines would read, "Hooded Terror Strikes Again, a Schoolgirl Latest Victim." He liked reading about himself in the papers. It made him feel important. He could smell his own sweat, feel his excitement as his ear caught the whisper of fallen leaves on the narrow path, scuffed by quick, nervous footsteps. He stood stock still and tensed, ready to spring. Police Constable David Shelby shivered and stamped his feet as the wind, cutting down the deserted back street, found an empty lager can and rattled it across the road. He checked his watch, 20 minutes past 11. He wondered who the station would send, hoping whoever it was would come soon. He'd got better things to do than stand guard over a dead body. Above his head an enamel sign creaked in the wind. The sign read, "Gentleman," with an arrow pointing down to the worn stone steps which descended to the dank darkness of the underground public convenience. Headlights flared as a mud-spattered Ford Sierra rumbled to a halt behind Shelby's patrol car. A scruffy-looking individual wearing a dirty mac, draped with an equally dirty maroon scarf, clambered out. The wind found the lager can again and dribbled it across to the inspector, who gave it a mighty kick and sent it flying past Shelby's ear to rattle down the toilet steps. "Go!" yelled Frost, ambling over. Shelby grinned and swung his torch beam toward the depths. "Shall we go down, sir?" He was anxious to get this over, but Frost was in no hurry. "What's the rush, son? If he's dead, he'll wait for us. Besides, I've got my best suit on, and I don't want to mess it up sooner than I have to." Tonight, Inspector George Harrison was leaving the force after 28 years in Denton, and the division was throwing a big farewell thrash for him at the station canteen, and Frost was going to take the first opportunity to sneak up there. Which is why he could have done without Shelby's newfound efficiency in finding this lousy dead body. Frost fished a cigarette from his Mac pocket. "How did you find him?" "Well, sir, I was driving past on watch when I noticed the metal grille across the stairs had been forced back. As you know, sir, these toilets are locked up at 8 o'clock. "I don't know," grunted Frost. "I was peeing shop doorways." "Anyway, sir," continued Shelby doggedly, "I thought I'd better investigate." Frost snorted. "Investigate what? Illicit peeing after hours?" "There's plenty of copper and lead pipe down there, Inspector," Shelby pointed out. "They could have been after that." "No. Sorry, son," Frost apologised. "You're quite right. All right, carry on." "Well, not much more to tell, sir. I went down and found this tramp sprawled on the floor. I'd seen him around the district, but I don't know his name." Frost pinched out his cigarette. "All right. Let's get inside before people think you're trying to pick me up." He followed Shelby's torch cautiously downwards while the plopping sound of dripping water grew louder. "Do you know which police surgeon they're sending?" "Dr. Sloman, sir."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?